Since I've been at Memery Crystal, most of the sports sector work that I've been involved in concerns football and rugby, but I've been a partner at Memery Crystal for a number of years, and during that time I've seen our involvement in a much broader range of sports. That would include, as well as football and rugby, cricket, where we have raised money for a number of the county cricket clubs, Formula One racing, where we have acted for both sponsors and the drivers. And you could even extend it to horse racing. We have diverse skills of the partners within the firm, but many of those are complementary to the sports sector. So, for example, the sale of West Bromwich Albion was an interesting deal because of the identity of the buyer, who was Chinese. There was a sale process and there was a predominance of Chinese prospective buyers involved. Dealing with any overseas buyer brings challenges in terms of language, currency, time zones, and all those were present on that particular deal. The Chinese angle brings further challenges in terms of the difference in culture and regulation, and the fact that one isn't necessarily that au fait with the processes that are going on. So it was a valuable learning process. One of our other partners deals with many digital media companies, and sports has been a huge growth area for these companies, using social media at sports events and in sports stadia, broadcasting rights. We also recently brought on board a top construction partner, and we already hopefully have a mandate from a Premiership football club for some land development and construction, which she is dealing with. She also happens to deal with one of the rugby clubs, which I've dealt with over many years as well. Sports clubs also tend to have quite a large number of employees, some of them highly paid. Our tax specialists, and in particular their expertise in share incentives, can prove very valuable there. And again, our commercial team can make a big contribution on issues such as sponsorship and key commercial agreements.
My name's David Walker. I'm a partner in the corporate department here at Memery Crystal. I'm a general corporate practitioner, but also with a particular expertise in alternative finance, having worked on the first mini bond way back when in about 2007 for the King of Shaves, and then thereafter I've worked on more mini bonds than any other UK lawyer. When working with clients that are exploring whether to carry out a mini bond, some of the challenges are first explaining to them exactly what a mini bond product is. It's still innovative, although they've been around for a number of years now and are proven. For example, we have the Jockey Club, which raised 25 million. The advice that I would give a company that was considering a mini bond would be first to look at the market to see what else is out there. Second, to come and speak to me. The regulation is relatively light, and there are various ways of doing a mini bond. But the most successful ones have been the ones that there's a very transparent business story. That I always use my mother as an example of the person who would be reading the invitation document, which is the offering memorandum. And if my mum wouldn't understand it, then I don't think anybody else would.
Our mini bond, I think, was the first one done at the time in sport, and we were looking to raise circa £25 million towards the redevelopment of Cheltenham Racecourse. We decided upon a minimum investment of £2,000 and a maximum investment of £100,000, and we paid an interest rate of 7.75%, of which 3% was paid in rewards for racing loyalty points that investors could just spend back with us, and 4.75% in an annual cash coupon. It was a 5-year bond, which was redeemable on 6 months' notice at the end of that 5 years.
My name is David Ellis and I'm the Chief Executive of Harlequin FC. Our mini bond issue in headline terms was really our chance to go to the market to try and raise a reasonable amount of money. We were looking for up to £7.5 million to take us on the next journey. I think it's interesting because when you're trying to learn something completely new, it has its pain points. But actually working with the key partners that we did in terms of Memery Crystal and all of our partners around that, they helped us along the journey. As a rugby club and a sports club, we don't have a bunch of people sitting downstairs ready to do a bond. So it's a completely new thing for us. So as with anything, learning something new can be painful, but actually having the partners we did make it as painless as it possibly could. And in that respect, we learned a lot and it was a good experience.